I'm Mark Oppold with our friends from AGROTAIN, and the University of Georgia is with us tonight, and Dr. Dennis Hancock, assistant professor from there. We want to give you a chance to share information here about your research, and if you could do that and some of the things you have found as it relates to our whole discussion of weather and volatility and AGROTAIN.
Yeah, well, we certainly have a lot of weather variability that, as we mentioned earlier, that we're having to deal with, and our farmers really need ways to reduce their risk as much as possible. One of the things that we've been looking at is in a Bermuda grass hayfield setting, testing some of these products, using some of the chambers that we talked about earlier, ways to actually quantify that volatilization that's going on. We've got some data here that actually shows some volatilization loss from an average here presented over two locations, Calhoun, which is in the northwest corner, and Eatonton, which is in the central part of Georgia. 2 years here, and you can see that although the quantity was different in the 2 years, the trend was basically the same. We lost quite a bit from urea and one of the imitators, and then from the other two there that we included, one was AGROTAIN and one was a polymer-coated urea. And the trend held in both of those 2 years and in the other experiments that we've looked at as well. And that translated fairly well to yield. Now, the volatilization data was just over one cutting or one application of the fertilizer, but the yield is where the story is really told. And as it turned out, we did end up getting a significant response in yield from AGROTAIN there. And really, in both years, although again the quantity is different, but in both years the trend held between the two. Mm-hmm. If we step back from that and really look at the economics behind it, and was that response good enough to warrant the use of this? And we've gone through some preliminary economic analysis on that, and really looking at the break even on that and how we could actually integrate that. And we feel pretty confident in that at the current prices, particularly the current prices of the product, but also the prices of fertilizer, that we are in an economical response situation where it definitely would pay producers to use this on a routine basis. Mm-hmm. So we are now officially recommending at the University of Georgia to use this in those situations where we feel that volatilization risk is high.